Hey everybody, so welcome to video number 2 in the Create series. So you'll notice one of the big differences between all these different softwares is they all do the same thing, but they all have their own unique way of doing it. So if you have gone through a multiple of these courses, you will notice there's little differences here and there. However, we all have the same goal at the end of the day, right? So in terms of this software, we've already talked about this magic save button and the necessity of it. So on this series, you're going to hear me saying, have you saved your work recently? A lot. But in terms of, for simplicity reasons, we'll just go through the steps. So the first thing we're going to learn how to do is to take our content. This is our video content, and this one is our audio content, and we are going to pull it down onto our timeline. So basically what that means is we are adding content to our movie. So we are going to go ahead and just drag this down. I'm going to put the visual here, and I'm going to put the audio down on the bottom. Okay, so, very simply put, this is a piece of video and a piece of audio. Now, a couple of things to just note. These will play at the same time. Now, the video has noise, so we're going to learn how to turn that volume off. And of course, as you can see, the audio is way longer than the video. So in this particular case, we're just using this for demo purposes. But in the future, you're going to want to match everything up and, take the proper steps. So the first thing we're going to learn about here is this zoom feature. So minus and plus, and obviously you guys all know what zooming means. However, in this particular application of it, zooming means we are zooming in on the seconds on this timer right here. So right now it's zoomed out as much as possible, and as you can see, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 1:30, 2 minutes. Versus the closer you get in, it spreads that out down to the last, and if we go all the way out, this is down to, the first millisecond, right? Now, what this does is it enables you to be able to really focusing your editing down to the millisecond that you need, or broaden, and edit based off of a whole second instead of a millisecond. In terms of why you would need to get down to this nitty gritty right here, it just depends on the type of video you're making. If you have a video that gets very complex and you have lots of layers, being like you have multiple videos or multiple pieces of content that you're trying to mix together, that's when you're going to want to use this zoom feature all the way in. Versus, if you're just, adding some stuff together with a, general type of transition, you can probably just get away with halfway zoomed out. You've got plenty of specification on the timeline. However, it's not down to like the millisecond. Also, if you have footage that you're trying to cut and it's like unfortunately already cut with some other footage, and so you need to get very specific on where you split your clip, which I'm going to show you how to do in just a second. That's where that zoom in is going to come in really handy. So for demo purposes, we are going to zoom out a bit, and I'm going to talk about what I just said, which is splitting your clip. So say right here we want the music to start right away, right? So right now we have the audio file selected, and this magic button right here. So you're going to go ahead and take this line or your cursor or however you want to say this. So here is where the music officially starts. So we are going to just click this magic button, and voila, it splits it into 2 clips. So we can go ahead and select this and delete it, and then move the audio up so that the audio starts the moment that the video starts. Same applies to when you're splitting clips for anything. So I'm going to go ahead and just split this a couple of times. Here, I'm going to zoom out a bit more. This is actually oops, we don't want to do that. And since we're here, magic of the undo button. We're going to get into this in a minute. I'm just going to go ahead and fix this just so I can split these clips and we will get there, I promise. Okay, so let's see. Split. Split and split. All right, so we have, oops, didn't mean to do that. See, the magic of the undo button. That thing is pretty valuable. Oh, maybe I did do this right. All right, so this is our third clip. Oops. If you don't actually select what you're splitting, then as you can see, it won't work. So we are going to get rid of that, and we're going to get rid of that. And as you can see, we now have 3 pieces of content that we can work with and combine this with the audio. So the one thing I will say, and rule number 1, have you saved it? So as of this point, we've done quite a bit of cutting, quite a bit of, quite a bit of editing. Go ahead and save it. Even if you go ahead and change it in a second, it's worth keeping where we are so far, right? So we have saved, and we now have learned how to split our clips and add audio and visual to the timeline. So in the next little piece, we're going to learn about the audio, specifically the audio on the visual pieces and the audio by itself and how to manipulate that. All right, so I'll see you on the next one.